In the past, and quite frankly in the last 25 years of my career, I've always been focused on how to minimize or eliminate the federal estate tax. Today, the estate tax is coming down to a 40% flat tax, but the income tax, which was 28% under the Bush tax cuts, is now rising up to a 39.6%, and with the net investment income tax and other potential taxes, it's getting close to 50%. So we see a change in the dynamics of wealth preservation, of not focusing so much on the death tax, but focusing on what can we do to eliminate the death tax or minimize the tax, but preserve income tax credits, exemptions, and tax basis to minimize the income tax. Laws are being adopted on a much more frequent basis, and the rules and the regulatory environment is tenfold what it was even when I started practicing 25 years ago. And it's just critical to stay on top of those laws and rules and regulations, because we say the more often family factors change, like births, deaths, marriages, divorces, the more often you should change your estate plan. But today, the legal environment is changing also very, very rapidly, and you have to stay on top of those laws, state laws, tax laws. So when an individual may think not a lot has changed with respect to their personal plan, the legal environment continues to evolve at a faster and faster rate, which adds to that obsolescence. I think the shelf life of a plan is very short today, whereas maybe 20, 30 years ago you put together a will or a trust. The intent of that document carried through maybe throughout life, maybe for a 10-year period. Today, we're finding that an annual review is sometimes critical. Certainly 3 to 5 years is recommended, because asset ownership, it turns over much quicker. The transitory nature of individuals moving from state to state is much greater today than it was a generation or 2 generations ago. And so the shelf life of that plan is much, much shorter because of factors that exist today. The risks today are that the intent of your plan is not carried out accurately. Pay attention to what you own and how it's owned, and then say, okay, based on this ownership, how would this asset transfer upon my death? We don't come in and say we want to be legal counsel for all of your legal issues. They come to us for succession issues, for estate planning issues, and business transfer succession, but not for contract work or for specific issues with respect to running those businesses. We want to work with a client's advisors. We want to work with their legal counsel. If they have legal counsel in their company, we want to be a team member and work with legal counsel, tax counsel, accounting, investment advisors to work as a team, because if a client's advisors work together as a team, the outcome will always be better.